Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Well, it's that time of year for my top 10 Mattel Jurassic World toys. I normally only do top 5, but since the line has gotten so diverse, I bumped it up to top 10. Unfortunately, last year I did not get to my top 10 list for Mattel or, scientifically accurate dinosaur figures. Was in a little bit of a funk for the first couple months at the beginning of the year. I never got around to it. So, yep, we missed a year, but we're going to, keep the trend going with 2023. Dino Trackers continue to roll into the early part of 2023. It's definitely my least favorite of the mainline series. There were some standout figures like the Elasmosaurus and Herrerasaurus, but the surprising amount of dino tracking gear for a line called Dino Trackers kind of left a sour taste in my mouth. And the paint apps, for the most part on these figures, just were really lackluster. And what in the world is going on with that Bista Haversa? The 93 Classic Collection was in celebration of Jurassic Park's 30th anniversary. Still can't believe it's been 30 years since that amazing movie came out, and 93 Classics gave us some redos of the classic Kenner Red Rex, along with some unreleased vehicles and figures. All around, I really wish this line continued. I hope there's more 93 Classic stuff in the pipeline from Mattel, because I absolutely love the retro stuff. The Legacy Collection gave us some much-needed Lost World love with the release of Ian Malcolm in the Mercedes-Benz, plus the amazing, huge Mamenchisaurus, plus Hammond Collection gave us some more Lost World love with the release of Pachycephalosaurus, the baby Stegosaurus, and baby T-Rex, plus the concept Geosternbergia. The Hammond Collection continues to be the best thing Mattel has ever done, with lots of love going to Jurassic Park 3 with the release of the Corythosaurus and Kylosaurus JP3 Raptors. We also got the massive, impressive Hammond Collection Brachiosaurus. We got a couple non-movie appearance species like Irritator and Metriacanthosaurus, plus the absolute stellar Carnotaurus. Hammond Collection just continues to get better and better, and like I said, it is one of the best things Mattel is doing right now. And closing out the year, we have Epic Evolution, a line I am very surprised by. I didn't think I was going to like it this much, but there's been a few improvements that I am very happy to see in mainline, namely the use of rubber insert teeth. They're much more proportionate. They look so much better on the figures, and I'm really enjoying the variety of species that are being thrown into this line, especially Megalosaurus, Hesperosaurus, and Crixonatosaurus. So yeah, all around great year for Jurassic. So let's jump into this top 10 list. Remember, this is my top 10 list. These are just figures I feel like, in my personal opinion, are worthy of the top 10. If your favorite figure didn't make the list, it does not mean I do not like the figure. It's just, this is just my personal opinion. So anyways, let's jump into this list and see what made it. Kicking off the top 10 list, we have Dino Trackers Borrelio Pelta, a figure I was very, very impressed with when I first picked it up. It has very nice, accurate looking dinosaur proportions. Usually these Mattel figures have very exaggerated cartoony proportion, and this one just really, really impressed me. Whoever sculpted this figure must be a big fan of the species. It made headlines a few years ago for how well the specimen was preserved. I think they did an excellent job with this figure. It doesn't have a lot of paint apps, but the right use of the color plastic really makes this feel like a complete figure, and I really absolutely love this thing. Number 9 is the Dino Trackers Elasmosaurus, another surprise hit figure from a line I wasn't overly impressed with, but this thing really set the bar high. It has beautiful sculpted detail all over the figure, a really, really nice coherent paint scheme on it. Fun action feature, and I do like the harness that comes with it. My biggest gripe with Dino Trackers was the lack of Dino Tracker gear. Same problem I had with Dino Escape. Such little escape gear was included. But yeah, this thing is really, really cool looking. Coming in at number 8 is the 93 Classic Electronic Tyrannosaurus Rex. Ever since Mattel got the Jurassic license, we've been wanting a retro-looking Red Rex, and Mattel finally delivered for the 30th anniversary of Jurassic Park, and this thing lived up to the hype. My favorite release from the 93 Classic Collection, it has the rubber skin, electronic roars, and it even has the ability to swallow smaller dinosaur figures and humans with a slit in the stomach to take them out, reminiscent of the Kenner Bull T-Rex. I really hope there's more 93 Classic stuff in the pipeline, because us collectors love the retro stuff, and I'd love to see modern takes on classic figures. Coming in at number 7 is one of the newest figures to be released, the Epic Evolution Carnotaurus. As soon as I picked this figure up, I immediately fell in love with it. It is one of the nicest proportionate mainline dinosaurs I've seen in a very long time from Mattel. The use of those separate rubber insert teeth just changes the overall look of the figure. It just makes them look so much better, in my opinion. It's nice to see some of that Hammond Collection engineering transfer over to the main line. Now, if Mattel can just get on the ball and just, do a little bit better paint apps on the figures, especially painting the claws, I think the main line could be a home run and much better for collectors. And coming in at the number 6 spot is the Dino Trackers Indominus Rex. The original Dino Rivals Indominus is a fantastic toy. I still consider it one of the best mainline toys Mattel has ever done, but this new Dino Trackers version improves upon the original, giving this one much more movie accurate proportions, and plus the inclusion of rubberized teeth really changes the overall look of the figure. Plus the light up camouflage feature looks absolutely fantastic. And right now this is the de facto Indominus Rex for your collection until we get the inevitable Hammond Collection one. And coming in at the halfway point of the list at number 5 is the massive Legacy Collection Mamenchisaurus. Mattel has been giving us large sauropod figures for a few years now, and the Mamenchisaurus is a very welcome addition. It had a very short but memorable scene in the Lost World, so this is a must-have for your Lost World collection. It's an absolutely massive figure. It is a shelf destroyer, but hey, at least the motorcycle can fit underneath the Mamenchisaurus to recreate that scene. So yeah, I just can't get enough of Mattel's large sauropods. Keep them coming, and hopefully we see some Hammond Collection releases of some of their older sauropods. And coming in at number 4, it's kind of a cheat, but hey, it is my list, is the Hammond Collection Brachiosaurus and Irritator. It's so refreshing to see, non-film appearance dinosaurs make an appearance in the Hammond Collection. That gives me hope for, more non-movie species to show up in the line. And the Metria and Irritator really showed the improvements over the years with the Hammond Collection. We have rubber insert teeth, much more proportionate feet, and we have some really nice paint apps on here. Both figures are absolutely great. The Metria is my slight favorite over the Irritator, but both are absolute standouts at the potential of the collection. And coming in at number 3 is the Dino Trackers Habitat Defender Triceratops. For way too long, Triceratops has been very, very undersized in the Jurassic line, even going back to when Hasbro had the license. Not since the days of Kenner with the Jurassic Park license that we've had a large Triceratops worthy of squaring off against T-Rex. Everything else that Mattel has cranked out has been way too small up until this point, and the Habitat Defender Triceratops fixes all the problems that we have. It sports Hammond Collection paint apps and detail, and hey, they even pulled off mouth articulation on this mainline Triceratops. They couldn't even do that for the Hammond Collection release. So yeah, this thing has been a must-want for collectors for a very long time. We finally have a large Triceratops to do this species justice. And coming in at number 2, it's the massive Hammond Collection Brachiosaurus. Mattel blew our socks off a few years ago with the Legacy Collection release of Brachiosaurus, and now they finally gave it the Hammond Collection treatment. With the Hammond Collection including the size class, sky's the limit now. They can go back and redo all the other sauropods like Apatosaurus and Dreadnoughtus and Mamenchisaurus, and I'd be perfectly happy with that. This is a fantastic figure. It has a rubberized neck, even though the neck articulation, the rubberized neck, is not that best executed. But this figure can pull off the iconic rearing pose, so it gets bonus points for that. And this thing is just an absolutely impressive display piece, and it is peak Mattel right here with this figure. And finally, taking the number 1 spot is the Hammond Collection Carnotaurus. I've been saying for years, ever since the Hammond Collection came out, that we needed a size class between the $20 figures and the $50 figures, and Mattel finally delivered on that. And this figure is just peak Jurassic collecting. It is beautifully painted, amazing sculpt and detail. The articulation is fantastic. Hey, we got proportionate feet, and this thing could pull off a one-legged pose on those proportionate feet, no more giant oversized clown feet like we saw on the T-Rex. This thing is just a work of art. It is one of my favorite things Mattel has ever produced since they got the Jurassic license, and I can't wait to see what they do next with the Hammond Collection. We got the Brachiosaurus size scale now, and now we have this Carnotaurus size scale. The sky's the limit. The Hammond Collection can be fully fleshed out now with all these different size scales, and I'm really excited for the future of this line. So there you have it, my top 10 Mattel Jurassic World figures of 2023. It's been a fantastic year for us Jurassic collectors. The Hammond Collection has been absolutely phenomenal. Legacy has been great. Really enjoying Epic Evolution. And, even though I said, Dino Trackers wasn't my favorite main line, 3 of them popped up on the list. That Triceratops is absolutely fantastic. Yeah, so all around, just absolutely, love majority of the stuff that came out this year, and I can't wait to see what 2024 has in store for us. I hope to see a lot of Hammond Collection releases. Hopefully we get a large theropod next year, either Spinosaurus or Indominus Rex. Seems like Hammond Collection is swinging a little bit more towards to fill some Jurassic World figures in, and I'd be perfectly happy if we got Indominus Rex. I absolutely love the Indominus. So that will do it for the video. I'll eventually get to my top 10 scientifically accurate dinosaur figures by the end of the year, so stay tuned for that. And as always, if you're enjoying the content on the channel, show your support by hitting that subscription button just below the video. Each subscription helps out the channel tremendously and is greatly appreciated, and I'll see you guys for the next one.